In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the rebound effect of quitting cannabis. And I'm not talking about the crazy vivid dreams that happen because you're going through REM sleep and you're getting that REM rebound effect during the insomnia. That's not what today's video is about. Today's video is about the character traits that you can build throughout practicing the discipline of sobriety in committing to quit cannabis, nicotine, alcohol, adult media content, stimulants, all things that I once struggled with. That's the rebound effect that I want to talk to you guys about. And it's a really simple concept to understand. Have you ever had like the flu, or if you're a male in his mid-30s like myself, have you ever had a really bad cold and you just felt totally wiped out by it? Like you just felt so sick and down and out and so miserable. But then, you know, you go through this for like a week or 2 weeks and then you start feeling better. And when you're getting over that flu, when you're getting over that cold, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like $1,000,000. It's like your energy level on your video game character is going up and up and up. You're getting stronger and stronger and you feel like you can take on the world. Quitting cannabis has a similar effect. It just is over a longer duration of time that process happens, okay? I'll explain it like another scenario as well too. Maybe this is a better example. When people train to run, let's say like a marathon, and then they run the marathon, if you ever talk to them and you're like, how do you feel? And they're like, I feel awesome, it felt incredible, I'm so proud of myself that I accomplished it. That's not actually how they feel. They're probably super sore, their ankles hurt, they got shin splints, maybe now they got back problems, right? But you're like, and they're like, oh, I got dehydrated halfway through, but it was worth it. It was worth running the marathon. Why are they saying that? It's because of the character traits that they developed while they were practicing for that marathon. And then it has to do with the application of successfully applying those character traits to complete running the marathon. Sobriety and quitting weed or quitting nicotine, quitting cigarettes, quitting porn, quitting gambling, same thing, okay? When I quit, I started to develop grit. I started to develop discipline. I started to develop consistency and commitment. I started to develop patience and delayed gratification. These are all character traits that I already had, by the way, and so do you, right? Active addiction, maintaining an addiction to weed or any substance, it requires discipline, right? You have to be disciplined to say no to better finances, to say no to better relationships, to say no to, better physical health. That requires discipline. That actually also requires delayed gratification and commitment. Not just anyone can wake up and maintain a substance use disorder. By the way, this is why you see so many hyper successful entrepreneurs and CEOs and individuals who once struggled with substance use that then got sober and became hyper successful. This is a large reason why that happens. Hey, sorry to interrupt. Real quick, we are officially live with the wait list for the one-on-one addiction exit protocol for quitting nicotine and cannabis. So if that's something that you're struggling with, I want you to go ahead and check out the link in the video description. And I'm not kidding when I say seats are filling up fast. So if you need help, go to the link in the video description. Otherwise, continue enjoying the rest of today's video. It's because of the character traits that they got to refocus and redefine in the practice and discipline of sobriety that they then were able to go apply to other aspects of their lives. And this is the rebound effect of quitting cannabis. And you are capable of this. Now, for me personally, it was I quit cannabis and I had to remain consistent in my commitment to quit. That's great. That also helped me build consistency. That helped me build confidence, right? And I built a lot of grit because when I was first sober, a lot of stuff comes up. This is life, right? Life goes in highs and lows. Stuff comes up. And when you're first sober, your brain is making a really big deal of things that aren't really that big of a deal. And it requires grit. After, you get knocked down, you get back up. You get knocked down, you get back up. Addiction, sustaining an addiction requires grit. Certainly you need grit in sobriety. So this is the rebound effect. Like, I was consuming drugs, destroying certain aspects of my life. Even though I wasn't doing terrible, I certainly wasn't doing great. I knew I had a lot more potential. I knew I had a lot more purpose to give to the world, right? So it messes all that up. Then you first get sober and things are like, okay, you're kind of rehealing your energy. This is after the withdrawals and all that stuff. And then you actually start to feel good again. But it's like, why am I feeling good? It's not just because of the absence of weed. Like, yes, I can breathe better. Yes, my sleep is improved. Yes, my energy levels are up. Yes, my focus is up, all that stuff. But that's not really what I feel good about. That's not the rebound effect. The rebound effect was the rebirth or the redefining of my motivation, of my grit, of my discipline, of my consistency, of my physical health, of my mental health, of my financial health. That's the rebirth. It's like the rebirth that you get after having a really bad cold or a flu. It's very comparable to the person who runs a marathon, right? And this is about the long play in sobriety, not about the short play, right? Just like running a marathon. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about the long play. That's where the satisfaction comes from. It's funny because when I'm coaching people and people reach out in our programs and they're like, Dr. Frank, I'm really struggling, or right now is a hard time. Of course I help them. Of course I walk them through that. But I'm like, good. This is why you're doing this. This is where the value comes from. This is what makes it worthwhile. And I'm not just saying this to sound like some other motivational whatever, a guru. I physically lived through this. You can go through my YouTube channel to when I first started posting videos, which was, maybe a year into my quit. And you can see I was very clearly still recovering. I had glasses. I was real twitchy. I wasn't the person I am today. You can watch my transition. It's that struggle that made it worth it. That's where the satisfaction came from. That's where the rebound effect came from. It wasn't from not smoking weed. Yes, it helped, but it was in those challenging moments that I had not smoking weed that helped me develop discipline and grit and consistency and all that, and tenacity and all that stuff. That's the valuable stuff. And that's the stuff that I was able to apply to my business, to become a success on YouTube, to my brick and mortar practices, to my marriage, to my fatherhood. That's the sauce. That's what this is all about. Okay? So I think every one of you is entitled to that rebound effect if you're willing to go through the BS, if you're willing to go through what it takes to get there. And it might take time. I can't emphasize that enough, right? It might take a few weeks, a few months, a few years. I don't know your life situation exactly. I'd be happy to get to know it more by, checking out that link in the video description, but it takes time. But it's worth it. I say this all the time in my videos. I wouldn't be making these videos for you guys if it wasn't worth it. It's worth it. And this rebound effect is something that you can start to get excited about. Literally think of it. If you're a guy, as having a prolonged cold. If you're a female, tend to have higher pain tolerances than guys. Think of it as having a flu or some other, major surgery that maybe you went through. And that's like that, no dig at guys or, no props to females. It's reality. I get knocked out when I have a cold. It's terrible. It's the worst thing in the world, a man cold. But like, think about how good you feel after you're over that. This is like that, but on steroids. That's sobriety. That's quitting cannabis. My channel is living proof of it. I'm living proof of it. And I want you to be living proof of it as well. So I hope this video helped you out. Check out that link in the video description. If you don't feel like doing that, just follow me right into the next video where I'll give you some more tips on quitting.